It started at a dinner party. One joke, one sentence, and my entire marriage cracked open.
The stemware chimed with a delicate elegance that belied the tension coiling just beneath the surface of the evening. Outside, Denver glittered, an empire of lights sprawling under the cold, calm night sky. Inside the penthouse, everything radiated refined wealth, tasteful, understated, expensive. Jackson Hale had done everything a husband was supposed to do to keep his wife happy. Tonight, that very devotion would be weaponized against him. Allison was on her third glass of Bordeaux, her cheeks flushed, her movements growing loose. Their guests, Greg and Linda, chatted amiably about quarterly projections and helicopter skiing in Vale, but Jackson could feel something sharpening in the air beside him. Allison leaned back, her wine-glazed eyes gleaming. "Oh God, mountains," she said, and the tone was already wrong. Aiden absolutely lived for that kind of thing. My ex Aiden Brooks, everything with him was always so. She paused, and the world seemed to slow, bracing for impact. Big, massive, really. And I'm not just talking about his ambitions, she winked. A smirk, a dagger sunk casually into Jackson's chest. Linda's smile froze. Greg stared at his napkin as if praying for deliverance. The room temperature dropped 20 degrees. Jackson set down his glass with surgical precision, the sound like a judge's gavel. 4 faces turned to him. His was predator calm, emotionless, waiting. Allison's smile evaporated. Sobriety crashed through her posture as she realized what she'd done humiliated her husband. In their home, in front of his colleagues, using the ghost she refused to bury. Greg and Linda fled with graceless haste. Their exit was so abrupt it felt like a cell door slamming shut. Silence fell, heavy as stone. Allison moved to clear plates, her hands trembling. "It was just a joke, Jackson." "A stupid joke. I wasn't trying to—" "You mentioned Aiden," he said quietly. No anger, no tremor, just a scalpel's edge. "You compared me to him." "In our home. At our table." She stammered, but he rose slowly, controlled, unfolding to his full height like something ancient waking. "Then it's finally time," he said. "Time for the truth you spent 6 years running from." Jackson poured 2 fingers of whiskey, letting the burn settle before he cut open the past. 3 years ago, he began. I had a conference in Whitefish, Montana. Granite Peak Lodge. She blinked, confused, but not for long. "I wasn't looking for him, Allison, but he was there. Aiden Brooks, the golden son, the political prince, the man she had never quite stopped loving." He told her how he saw Aiden in the lodge, bar older, thinner, worn at the edges. But Aiden wasn't alone. With him sat a young man, beautiful, devastated, crying quietly while Aiden pleaded with him to keep things quiet. Promises, secrets, panic. "Allison," Jackson said softly. "Your perfect Aiden was terrified." He described the confession that spilled from Aiden after too much whiskey and too much fear. Aiden Brooks was gay. Always had been. He had used Allison as a political shield, hiding his shame inside ambition, his truth inside lies. He couldn't touch her because he didn't want her, not that way, not ever. The boy in Montana had threatened to expose everything, and Aiden saw his life ending. He begged me, Jackson's voice was low, to keep his secret for 6 months. Until his father died, then the final piece. He told me you were the safest lie he'd ever told. The blow struck like a physical impact. "You're lying," Allison whispered. "I'm not." Jackson handed her his phone. "Text him." She did. "Just one question. Was it true?" Aiden replied instantly. "He's telling the truth. All of it. You idealized something that was never real." The phone fell from her hand. She ran to the bathroom, and the sound of retching echoed like a funeral bell. Allison collapsed at work the next day mid-presentation, mid-breakdown. Stress, dehydration, a panic attack, the doctor said. But Jackson knew she was choking on the implosion of her identity. He sat beside her hospital bed, close but not touching. "Everything I built myself on was a lie," she whispered. "Aiden never loved me." "No," Jackson said. "He didn't, and you knew. For 3 years." Her tears soaked the pillow, but Jackson's voice stayed level. "My silence wasn't permission for you to weaponize him against me. You never chose me, Allison. You just stopped waiting for him." After her discharge, he laid out the conditions to even attempt to salvage their marriage: therapy, honesty, real, uncomfortable, sustained change. She agreed. But agreeing is easy. Becoming someone new is not. Over the next few months, she did the work: therapy, less wine, volunteering. But the fear in her eyes never left. She wasn't growing. She was shrinking. She wasn't becoming better, just becoming afraid. Jackson watched and saw the fatal difference with increasing clarity. She wasn't fighting for him. She was fighting to not lose him. And love cannot grow in the soil of fear.